hop into our next set. It is a battle of the Scandinavians. Actually, you're not meant to say that due to Finnish people apparently not being Scandinavian. So we'll just say Battle of the North. It's going to be Kiljardi versus Baltune in a best of 3. Game number 1. And it's going to be Kiljardi with the Rus going up against Baltune on the HRE.
And look at this opening here. Baltune starting us off immediately with the team gamer instinct coming in, and he's moving out with the Stone Villagers and Kiljardi. He immediately sees this play as well. So this is a very interesting one. This is something that was used like all the time with Order of the Dragon. I'm not sure why we don't see it as... Wait. Huh?
I'm confused. I'm checking the bracket, and I'm pretty sure Cat isn't in this tournament.
Cat's on the ladder.
Ah, makes sense. So apparently there was a certain person from the north who was feeling missing from this battle. But I believe before you got distracted by Pussycam, you were planning to deeply dive into the dynamics of HRE and Rus.
Yeah, because this play, like with the early move onto the deer, this was one of the earlier iterations that we saw in the Pro Scout meta, just coming out. Order of the Dragon just moving out onto the deer early, because if you just take him early, your opponent can't take him, right? Because by the time they get Pro Scout and the deer are already depleted.
Yeah, it's something... HRE does it too, but it depends on the map, right? Like, I think we used to see this... Like, do you remember Golden Pit, that terrible map? That was a very popular play there because the deer spawned so close. And Krakody, it's going to be coming back. Like, next season, we've got Altai.
Oh my god, thank god. Thank god. I hope they're going to do something with the markets beforehand, I'll say. Other than that, I'm very happy to see Altai again, especially in the current Siege meta. I want to really see the iterations and just how Siege and Trebuchet Wars
you want to see
in a map like
how
Altai.
you beat Nesta Bees, like where you're like, oh man, he's got me, but I'll build more Nesta Bees, and then my Nesta Bees will beat his Nesta Bees.
No, legitimately, I think Altai has very fun dynamics when it comes to pushes in the middle of the map, and just in the current Siege dynamic without the whole Springle, Culverin shenanigans going on, right? I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'll say, I wouldn't mind seeing the market get moved more into the middle, or even just moved on Altai completely. I really like, however, the lane format on Altai. I think it is I do believe in KPMM there is this one map with the woodline lane sort of. I don't think that goes far enough. I really prefer the way Altai does it.
Oh, you mean Sacred Grove?
Yeah, Sacred Grove, exactly. And I really do prefer the way Altai does it. And if it just weren't for the markets, I think a lot of players would see Altai in a much better light as well. And honestly, Altai is such a great map in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna message Recon and see if he wants to come back and play the game again, and we'll readdress your opinions on Altai in a few weeks.
As long as it's not on Hideout.
Oh god, no, we don't continue down this rabbit hole.
The wall game was on Hideout.
Hideout. So much potential, but then Rus exists, as they do in this game. We do have Pro Scouts on the way, by the way. Kiljardi is apparently the type of person who walks around the buffet area at 10 in the morning, basically taking scraps off of people's plates. We were both there in Norway, and we can confirm that is exactly the type of person Kiljardi is.
He does make use of the catering, so to say.
Doesn't let it go to waste. Back in his days, all right, you couldn't afford to because, there were giant bombers overhead, and you never knew when you were going to get your next meal ticket things to exchange at the local supermarket.
Getting a little puppet show there at the bottom side as well. Hello, cow. Cat's a little bit confused. He's never seen that type of cow in real life as well.
It's usually the cow around here is bigger.
Deer heist going on in progress.
Wait a second. Shiv's out. This is so ridiculous to watch. I tell you, shout out to Baltune for just giving us a different approach in the Pro Scouts meta. Because, we've been seeing HRE today already go Pro Scouts themselves. Is going to get the grab and then, weirdly enough, releases him. But Kiljardi apparently doesn't like Chari. What is going on?
Baltune's being kind. He's like, yeah, my attack animation is long. I'm not even going to bother.
But he could have killed him, man.
He could have. But he's a generous guy.
He could have killed him twice. He's like,
But
yes.
look at the timing, though.
Okay, yeah, Regnant's coming in. I mean, it's impressive, right? Like, it's why we did see that, like, deer poll on maps like Altai. Like, this is pre-7 minutes. This is a classic HRE build.
And we already have the prelates coming in, and to be fair, like Baltune, he's got a prelate relatively close to one of the relics already inside of his base. And currently, there's not even a single production building in from Kiljardi, so in theory, like, 3 relics could immediately go over to Baltune without Kiljardi having any means of stopping that.
It's interesting, actually. Like, when you think about it, like, we haven't seen many people take this approach, I feel like, in comp games with HRE. But it makes sense. Roos used to be the counter to HRE, if you remember, back in the 2TC meta, because they'd run out and wall the relics. Because, like, Roos didn't want to do anything else. They didn't want to build military, right? Well, they still don't want to build military, but no one's walling these bad boys in.
Those were the days, man. Moving out onto the map to wall in relics.
Were those really the days?
I guess relics got nerfed. Yeah, I mean, I guess relics got nerfed, right? Like, they went from 100 to 80 gold.
It was more the TC
HRE
meta,
relics.
right?
Yeah, as well. Players had more villagers to throw around.
Yeah, like the TC meta, once that, like, because it was season 8, I think we were still doing that. And then season 9 Pro Scouts came, and TC meta didn't work anymore. And ever since
Everything changed.
Everything changed. And at first, we thought it was for the better. Now I'm not so sure.
Everybody likes it, but at one point it starts becoming rather mundane. So I'm happy that we're getting at least a couple of changes, especially when it comes to deer luring.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly hope they move Pro Scout to Castle Age.
Ooh.
Or just, I don't know,
You want to
get rid of it or something.
That's a little bit bold. Like, what next? TCs to Castle Age?
Honestly, like, if you move the deer over, like, the Pro Scouting over to Castle Age, it just rewards moving out onto the map a lot more in the earlier stages, right? Like, moving out for the food income.
Which I think makes sense. Like, if you're gonna, if you think about the investment, like, someone always highlight in the early days, like, Pro Scouts, it feels almost impossible for it to not pay off. Like, you have to do something really wrong to not at least break even on Pro Scouts.
I mean, you can just make it a lot cheaper when it's in Castle Age as well.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be this big expense. But now we do have Castle Age coming in for Kiljardi, and of course, in typical Rus fashion, we are going to be seeing those cavalry archers coming in. But honestly, Baltune behind this. 4 relics, HRE.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy. You're cruising. At this point in time, you're a happy campaign. And we do already have 4 villagers out and about, just chopping. Well, not really chopping, but like hammering away at that stone outcropping. And chances are the follow-up is just going to be 1 sprinkled emplacement. 2 sprinkled emplacement. And so on.
3 sprinkled. No, whoa. Calm down. That's too many. Let's not rush it. Yeah, and then obviously the hunker down mode begins. Horse archers hate that because of the sprinkled emplacements. It doesn't quite one-hit you with the relics. I think it's like you have about 20 health left. But a few arrows follow up and you're suddenly dead. I mean, right now, Baltune is pretty much playing this as if he actually signed up to a team tournament.
What a coincidence. The team gamer plays like he's playing in team games. But yeah, I mean, this play, it's paying off for him, right? Like, he can, in theory, if he wants to, go for a Swabia, but knowing Baltune, I think he's just going to mass knights and, knowing cav archers, eventually lose them.
You know what I want? I just want to see Baltune and CSO match up in this tournament, you know? Like,
ooh, yeah.
That's the like, you thought that the cavalry spam between Vortex and CSO was like peak. Wait until you see this Swede go up against the Chinese boy.
What are they gonna do when Baltune can't blame Jiggly and CSO can't blame like Scarlet Devil or Louis MT for losing?
I mean, don't you do what all 1v1 players eventually have to do at some point in their career? You blame the
back?
spawn.
Oh yeah. Man, Vodafone, I can't play. Oh my god.
Yeah, you blame
Charge
lag. That's the difference.
I can at the moment.
Well, the Knights are going to chase in the meantime. We do have a Horseman switch coming in from Baltune, so pretty good timing overall here. I mean, Kiljardi, he could find his way into Knights soon, actually. Like, once you're around 20 Horse Archers, it's not a bad idea. But definitely hurts that you don't have much gold passively to work with.
Baltune behind this is transitioning into Horseman. Behind this also Devoutness coming in. How many sprinkled emplacements do we have so far? We got 1 outpost there. Second one coming in now as well. Definitely floating a lot of the stone, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be coming in time, putting the relics inside of that, and Horse archers, they're gonna get two-shot, honestly. Well, like with the relic inside the spring placement, doing all the bonus damage there. I do believe that with the Warrior's Fortitude, they should be able to survive
You get
2 shots.
110 health, was it? 85 plus 25, yeah, so 110. No, you died 2 shots, because I think is it 72 damage? No, I'm thinking cannon placement's base.
It's 40 plus 10, so
yeah,
you
50.
go up to 50, and then
God, yeah, you
like
always survive then, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have like the armor, like the blacksmith upgrades as well, because the blacksmith upgrade does work on sprinkler placement outposts. Yeah,
but even then, mathematically, you're just shy. Yeah, so you will survive it.
Yeah.
But a tiny bit of arrow fire.
If there are villagers inside, if there's a villager inside, it's gonna still work out.
So Baltune, I mean, this stage is probably worth buying some food. This guy's flying 1,000 gold consistently right now. He's going to be riding into the enemy base, though. And Kiljardi, it's nap time, apparently, if the old man. He finally reacts, but the Knights are looking to cut him off. It's Kiljardi, he does not trust Seek Shelter, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, Seek Shelter has betrayed all of us at some point in time, right? So rather walk the villagers the extra mile and be safe and make sure that they actually do survive here. Looks like we do have raids coming in on both sides, though. So 2 villagers on the side of Baltune gonna be going down here now as well. But Baltune definitely took the better trade here at the end of the day, being ahead in villagers, even though he invested into 2 prelates from the TC.
And he's bringing the Knights home now. Horsemen could come out to try and mirror this. So, like, there is a threatening point for Kiljardi. Meanwhile, he's switching to Horseman crossbow himself. But for Baltune, we're entering the farming phase, right? Like, this is the classic layer it up, put all the relics inside the emplacements, and then just chill.
Put the relics in the bag.
And nobody gets hurt. Well, except all the horse archers that come in range. They're going to die.
Yeah, these guys are not going to have a fun time at Baltune. He's even standing inside of the stealth forest. Means that he immediately gets a point-blank connection on them.
And you need to be careful where you kite here, because obviously you have more horsemen coming out from the base now. It's a good maneuver there. But really exactly what Baltune needed, considering like the number of horse archers here can kite him quite effectively. He is going to look to body block from the other side, so will just be a nuisance. And it means Kiljardi, he gets stabbed into so easily there. It's a great defense. Balt behind this, just going to continue to bulk up.
Yeah, Vulture's going to have to run. Reinforcements going to meet him in the middle here. Osman, I don't think he wants to reveal them quite yet.
Yeah, they'll just give each other a stare.
And a couple of Cav archers.
Now, one tricky thing is the Archon is a little bit on the forward, so like in theory, if you are sleeping at the wheel, the Radiant's easy. But oh my god, Baltune's gone 2 TC. Why? Like,
oh man,
this Civ. Because you know I've got all the relics, I've got all the farms. Why shouldn't I have all the TCs, Crackety? Okay, like you know, when I was a 5-year-old kid, mommy and daddy said I could have everything. I took it literally to heart, and that's why I play HRE.
I want to say you might have just as well gone for the Swabia at this point in time.
Right?
But honestly, I think the Swabia would have played into Kiljardi's hands here.
True.
Because Kiljardi, he looks like he wants to go for the eventual all-in. I feel like he just waits for the timing for Baltune to be greedy and go for that age up and then just flood him. Because I talked about earlier, I think that honestly at this point in time, you can punish HRE Imperial Age when still being like an age behind. It is no longer like that point where, oh, they're just going to get Springles with more range. They're going to get Culverins with more range. You're going to lose your not bombards, your trebuchets. That's just no longer the case. At this point in time, you can easily siege with trebuchets into an HRE Imperial Age base. And typically, when HRE go Imperial Age, they don't have a lot of infrastructure. They don't have a lot of production buildings. So sniping those down with trebuchet just means that they can't make army.
How about this instead? You're about to meet the most consistent player to build rams against HRE. He just got siege engineering.
Interesting. I mean, right now, Baltune, he's got an army plan. He's got an army composition plan. It's cavalry. End of sentence.
So cavalry like carries you through, right? And he's gonna have
to be the question
Abbey
here, right? Another stable. Yeah, he's committing. He's gonna see the spearmen coming in now, though. The crossbows as well.
Nice little raid. Slows down the timing. Kiljardi has locked in sacred sites.
Also gone for his own second TC.
They sensed something was up here. He should also start to play out maybe onto boars, considering he probably feels like he has decent enough map control. Especially with wooden fortresses. I mean, the wooden fortresses, it just feels like you'd be able to buy enough time before these guys could burn through.
Yeah. Boy's Fortitude now also going to be coming in and Baltune behind this. I mean, he's still producing horsemen, but honestly, he could just pause for half a minute and go Imperial Age. At this point in time, you're still only at 54 villagers. You would still get a ton of good value from the Palace of Swabia. When you're at like 70 villagers, it starts not making that much sense anymore. That's when I'm like, okay, maybe go for an Elspeth instead, especially since you're already on 2TC. But at this point in time, like if you were to age up right now, I would still prefer the Swabia.
No, give them guns. Give them guns. You don't want to see Black Riders?
I mean, you can make Black Riders even without the Elspeth. You just gotta make normal keeps.
It is really slow though.
It is.
And the Rams.
Kiljardi, he wants to go for the all-in.
I mean, it's a Kiljardi game. If I didn't see him build Rams, it wouldn't feel right. I'd say someone else is playing on his account. Like he's really exceeded what we used to say about Give You Anxiety, right? Like, Give You Anxiety was the Ram guy. Admittedly, like, you know, Roos, like Kiljardi Rava will like typically wait until Castle sometimes instead. But he always looks for this all-in time with the Rams.
I think Baltune, he might anticipate something like this because he is remassing a lot of military. We're getting Landsknecht in now as well. Crossbows, more knights, more horsemen, 7 prelates here in order to heal up his military force. I mean, he did have those OP outposts, right? He saw this coming from a mile away. Villagers being garrisoned. Might not want to garrison the front, but they do get a front row seat. Never mind, they do evacuate that front row seat as the outpost goes down rather quickly.
No, he repairs. Hasn't used it, so he's just going to bail on that relic. Doesn't care for it. The farms are now getting torched down. This is expensive, and Kiljardi, heavily favored on numbers right now, 46 to 84. Is going to shuffle through to the additional relic in place, not even relic in place, sorry, outpost. And now the Knight Mass, he comes in. He's got the Inspired Warriors tech. So he's going to look to bludgeon his way through this front line. And he carves through it like daddy with a Christmas turkey.
Like a hot knife through butter, able to obliterate the front line here with the big ball of knights that he had in there. Yeah, weren't even... I'm not sure if the Landsknecht did this because there were like 2, 3, 4 Landsknecht in there.
No, they're
but
cheerleaders.
The front line got absolutely eviscerated.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's the power of the Knights, really. A 50% buffer actually matters a lot on high base damage. I just love that Baltune managed to just play into his signature cavalry beliefs here. Brute forces through. Kiljardi has to retreat. He's got no front line right now, so it's going to continue to stagger away. And we have to remember that the crossbows from the HRE can catch up to you on this exit.
Yeah, Remass coming in behind this for Kiljardi. Hasn't really done his own farm transition yet at this point in time. Needs to be so careful because behind this follow-up is even more horsemen. It's going to be in time.
It doesn't look like it's going to be in time. He needs to snipe those Landsknecht right now because we know where they'll be heading otherwise. Horsemen are weirdly enough actually attacking into the spearmen. Those are spearmen as odd as they look. The crossbows, they're going to have to retreat. Okay, so Kiljardi stops the hemorrhaging.
Yellow Pants getting taken down. 3 Sacred Sites still ticking behind this. Baltune is going to want to utilize this timing now in order to maybe decap some of them. And behind this, I mean, Kiljardi's not far behind in the economy, right? Like Baltune, he's been idled out. He did manage to re-secure that 4th relic. Now we are also seeing a farming transition. Looks like this game might still go on for a little bit longer. This all-in play here from Kiljardi not working out in the end.
No, Baltune, he's still maintaining a slight worker lead here, but also the efficiency of HRE as the farms come back in. I mean, Imperial is very easy for them to hop, skip, and jump into. On top of that, Baltune's going to keep it up by raiding. Jumps on top of Kiljardi's villagers, gets behind them. So it's getting a little bit weird when they try to retreat, as we can see. Nice raid that has now extended his lead up to a 10-worker lead for the HRE.
Yeah, and overall, thanks to all of the farms being inspired as well from the HRE, Baltune now almost doubling Kiljardi's food income at this point in time.
Also looking to lock in Sacred Sites himself. Will be slowed down as the probably does get sniped, but just extra gold for the taking. I mean, you'd think that 4 Relic Regnants would be enough gold, but won't say no to more. Especially with crossbows massing like this.
Yeah, Baltune's done a great job so far in this game, just resisting the urge of going Imperial Age. He had a great economy. And I think now at this point in the time, I think he deserves a good old imping.
He really does. And I feel like, you know, he deserves a castle worthy of a Swedish king, don't you think?
There is a large gold vein in the middle that could be a great spot.
Yep, we could use that to crown him. We could use that to actually smith his hat. Oh, but okay, we'll make you a tiara instead. Black Riders. Black Ride. Nah, okay, I'm being too ambitious. Wait, he didn't like the tiara comment. He's going for the crown. 8k gold vein about to be secured by the Elsback. You realize just how defensive Kiljardi's become. Oh. What just... Are you here? What was that?
I'm here at least. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what happened there.
Well, I heard you in rap god mode for a few seconds, but now we're back to...
strikes again.
The best part is it just sounded like an old cassette player. It's fast forwarding.
That would have been enough to disconnect me from a game.
I was talking about inviting you to a show match. Let's wait until you get a better internet provider.
Oh, just 6 more months. We'll get there.
6 more months?
Yeah.
Good lord. And that'll be Crackety out the casting booth back into the player booth.
Copium. Outspot now in the front though. Yeah, Kiljardi, he cannot engage that, but we do see the trebuchets coming in. The trebuchets against Elsbach, it's kind of sad.
I mean, it's sad unless you're the H3 player. Then it's almost comical. Like, you know when something's so sad you have to laugh? Otherwise it's really, really sad. I want to watch it when it comes out. I want everyone to feel the despair of a 33% damage reduction on a very tanky keep.
Very tanky keep indeed. Kiljardi at the moment, Mass Spearman, about to be getting Elite Spearman in here for Baltune. He still has 4 of these Landsknecht, and it's going to be so important to manage to snipe those, because in this big old mass of blue units, it can be very easy to overlook them, and if they connect onto your Spearman frontline, they're going to absolutely eviscerate them. Now the keep is coming in now as well, securing not just the large gold vein, but also the sacred side here on the top side.
More than that, check the influence range. I think the Elsback is close enough to affect that.
It has a really large range.
Not quite.
Might need one house.
Yeah, just like build, I don't know, stables or siege workshop. Actually, a siege workshop's not a bad idea. Seems we're getting kind of trench warfare-y.
I mean, how long is it going to take for that Elsback to go down?
Maybe a little bit of time.
Oh, we're getting the Black Riders.
It's happening.
Now.
Baltune. Interesting into crossbows, but they are only castle crossbows. Not for long, though. Imperial Age now on the way for Kiljardi. The horsemen are wrapping around the back towards the secondary TC. Villagers see that coming a mile off, so they will back away. And the Black Riders have been revealed. Dun, 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 dun. He didn't activate Caracol.
Yeah, for the moment, the horsemen are just going to be running around, looking for potential avenues of doing damage. Nothing here in the back, though. Just going to have to do a little loop-de-loop around.
Where's the carousel?
Take them down.
Yeah, they have the... I mean, they're tanky, but they also do have the range tag, right? So it hurts a little bit. It's just you are...
A little bit.
Just a teensy bit. Oh, my God. They brought back up. Horsemen in. I mean, Kiljardi is buying a lot of time. Like this play was never meant to be like, oh my god, I'm going to beat him with the game. It was just he wanted space for his high armory.
High armory he gets now. Gold could be an issue for him, though. We do have one large gold vein in the very corner of the map. Baltune at the moment, 3 sacred sites, 4 relics with the HRE. It's a ton of passive gold income for him.
And we have to remember that Black Rider becomes a viable strategy when you go Elsback because of the inflation point. The problem normally is you only get 5 slots per keep. That's terrible. But the Elsback gives you 8 by default, and every other castle is a sequential 8. So already room for 16 of what is just a better hand cannoneer.
Yeah, I mean, not just a better hand cannon, so much more mobile and so tanky. It is pretty much impossible to take down with horsemen as well because they can just run away.
Oh,
and yeah, the ability makes them so good at kiting as well.
Oh yeah, it makes them become a temporary Magana. And like, have you seen people just like 360 with them? It's really weird.
Yeah.
You can actually just
It works.
You can run away while still shooting, which is meant to be the thing it's not able to do.
Cannot fire backwards. Well, let me just do a quick whoop.
It's the you know the
Fires
Family Guy gif with the sheriffs just shooting behind them. It's pretty much these guys. I mean, they actually hit everything.
Yeah, they really do. Do also, is this a little bit of a conga line of houses to extend the emergency repair network all the way to the Elsbach?
Remember those dirty days where you could blueprint? Oh, not
Yeah.
dishonorable Baltune. He pays the wood price. Well, now he's gonna break through the wood wall. If these Black Riders reach those farms, say goodnight to your economy.
There's not that many farms in yet, though. So
I don't know if that's good or bad right now.
onto them.
And the horsemen, a few of them are going to peel off to go hunting. They will be chased. This just looks like an absolute bludgeoning. I mean, it's crazy. He's just throwing the horsemen into spears, but because of the crossbows and the Black Riders, it's working out quite nicely. He's clearing that front line just quick enough. He's going to have a few horsemen left over, which means the crossbows aren't going to be trading efficiently. And this is going to keep up. On top of that, the horsemen, they get in on the trebuchets. So the Elsbach's not going to go down. The Black Riders are now able to charge him with the carousel. A little bit ambitious against Expos here.
They have so much HP, though, KP. They're actually able to survive a volley while having the heavy armor tag.
And they've got biology on the way. Hold me.
This is such a brutal unit in the game.
They almost have 300 HP each in the next 40 seconds.
There we go. He's just running through.
Yeah, I mean, Carousel was used quite early, so now he doesn't use it for the villages, which is unfortunate because that would have been one hell of a drive-by, all right? That's full Uzis in a lowrider right there waiting to happen.
Finds the villagers over there. Not quite. It's going to go further inward, but does find more targets over here as well. I mean, aren't like just two of them enough to one-shot a
isn't
villager?
this like... This is like you've been offended as the Mafia and you have to riddle their body with bullets so they're unidentifiable. Good
There's
God.
Full execution commando for every single one of these villagers.
I mean, I did say it's like a lowrider full of Uzis, so like it kind of tracks, right? Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's Horseman. The counter, right? The counter, right? Are they the
like
counter?
flies.
No, that's a
falling
lie.
like flies, but-
Well, flies die with more dignity than these horsemen.
Yeah, at least it's a quick one for them.
And the horsemen do need to invite themselves in again. They're like vampires waiting at the threshold.
Let's see if maybe the trebuchet counters them.
Oh no, you're gonna come in front of us and kill me? Let me just run and shoot.
And it's just more of them coming in as well. Baltune at this point. And now the keep went up, so now he's got a total cap of 24 Black Riders that he can make.
I'm pretty sure they added Black Riders to the game to attract Call of Duty players because they're running gunners. Smart. Like if I was a Call of Duty player, I'd be looking at it like, whoa. Can I
This is
slide?
me.
Yeah, look at me. Oh my God. And now the horseman. It's 45 horsemen again. Help.
This time with biology as well.
You know what the comical part is? Like, people are going to look at this game and they're going to post Reddit threads and go, proof the Black Riders are OP. Are they? Or was this just Baltune beating Kiljardi's timing and then HRE economying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just accumulation at the end of it, right? Like, so many things here working well for Baltune. Having 4 of these relics, locking in the sacred sites now as well. Kiljardi did a great play there early on, I want to say, with the aggression. Maybe if he had a keep to fall back onto and then just played the push a little bit slower. I think Rams typically just don't deliver that continuous presence.
Yeah, I mean, oh wait, no, we're an idiot. Like, of course, it was the hand cannons on horseback. Think of the thumbnails, crackety. Black Riders win S-tier tournament game. I mean, they're actually making up a substantial part of the army now. But the writing's on the wall. The Sacred Site timer is ticking down. Kiljardi has not got any way of holding on. And Baltune, talk about doing it the team game away. Only Cav. That's all. That's all he really needed this entire game.
Oh, man. And now the Black Riders, there's a backline remaining, but they're just not as tanky, and GG comes in. Baltune able to win game number 1 here up against Kiljardi with the HRE, and I mean, honestly, that was such an entertaining game. That was
Really
such an entertaining game.
I love those type of games because when you see a unit that is just not being used right now, right? Like, that's why I always want to see new crap out of the game. I'm with Dumu in his interview where he's like, I just want new stuff, right? I'm the same. Because it's also, yes, you can talk about we haven't figured out min-maxed everything you do this unit. I don't care. Sometimes you just want to showcase something, you know? And it was actually very refreshing to, after all these HRE games at the highest level, to see Black Riders, you know, eventually find their relevance. Like we said, they didn't get the winning moment. I'd say that came earlier than the Black Riders' arrival. But they gave the decisive coup de grace.
I want to also, just the opening here as well from HRE, very akin to Order of the Dragon moving out to the early. You usually don't see it as much just because you have a prelate, right? Like, you ideally want to inspire 9 units instead of just the starting 6 there. But it really did pay off because he denied so many deer there from Kiljardi while also luring in 4 from his starting pack. So in total, like, denying 9 deer there from your opponent without actually going pro scout yourself, that is just so much value coming in there. And it allowed Baltune to not have to go for pro scout himself and instead just go for a so much quicker castle age time, locking in all of those relics on the map.
It really was a blast from the past, right? Like, pre-7-minute HRE fast castles. It sounds weird to say you don't see it that frequently these days. We're seeing a lot more feudal presence. Well, if you go pro scouts, you know, a mixture of a little bit of feudal, but even if you're trying to rush castle, it delays you by an extra 2 minutes. So really, actually, big praise to Baltune for just giving us kind of a classic taster with some nice twists. I mean, I definitely, like, I'm with you. I have to praise that resistance to the greed that usually kills an HRE player with the fast imp. And just fantastic execution leading into game number 2, which could be a 2-0, because I believe that's Baltune with the Lancaster pick. Whereas that would mean Kiljardi's gone French on a map where... okay, no, it's opposite. Okay, now I am really, like, what? This is just comfort from Baltune, then. Like, a French pick on a map that has 8 stone emplacements, no relics until you unlock them. And, like, I guess you could gather stone for 2 TC French. Do you want to?
What about fast castle French into fast keep for the discount on your units?
Ooh. Or fast imp with multi TC, and then they're all like castles anyway. No, that's too far. This isn't Altai.
I'm not sure about multi-TC. Could also be an option here for sure, but it's going to be an interesting one either way. Just because French, it's a new spice. It's not something that we're used to seeing on Excavation, so definitely going to be interested to see what exactly Baltune's game plan here is going to be. We don't have Mongols coming in here, which is interesting, since Baltune did actually draft Mongols, so... Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Was it a protection pick for his Byzantine pick, maybe?
I think maybe it's just because House of Lancaster is really strong on this map as well, and their timing is just also very much countering out Mongols typically on this map. We've kind of seen it with Vortex up against CSO as well, right? Like, by the time that CSO kind of like was leaning towards an Imperial Age play, he just had so many units inside of his base that even if he didn't go for it, I'm not sure if he could have held such a push, and it just plays so well into the hands of the House of Lancaster. That could have also been a reason behind just picking the French here instead. Just maybe try and hit your opponent with something that he might not be familiar with on that map.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Baltune believes in, like, the all-in timing, like a few knights plus mass archers, because, like, if you think about the way that Lancaster plays the early game, greed and a few spears is pretty much the way you describe it, right? So, like, that does set you up to get counterplayed by archers. We saw for a while, like, the quick solution on a map like Gorge was, like, when you go for this greedy mass manners build, there is a timing where you can ram rush them. And then on top of that, if Kiljardi is trusting the excavation sites to get him his stone. That puts him outside of his base where knights could just, scatter around, decap, and butcher the villagers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a difficult part there as well. Then again, like, do you have enough spears in that situation? That's where, like, knights and archers are just such a really strong army composition here. But I'm wondering, like, in theory, House of Lancaster, if you don't go too greedy, you should definitely be able to have, like, enough there, I want to say. And I mean, you don't even have to, like, go too greedy. You could also just go for, like, 6 manors into a fast castle age. And if you go up with the white tower, sure, you're not going to get the color of S's, but you're still going to be very safe in your base with a white tower and very strong scaling thanks to your manors. And with the security that you get with those manors and with the white tower, you should be able to pump out enough knights to take on the French knight count.
I kind of now just want to see Arbitrary versus the Mass Earl's Guard because of the Pavis drop.
You think it's gonna make a difference, right? But in theory, that's still a fight where the Earl's Guards are gonna want to kite back and forth, and then you're just gonna wait for the dagger throw to get off cooldown again.
Look, I need to believe, because I remember Baltune a few weeks ago when we had really big issues with the sync shot. He is like, KP, join game quick. And he wanted us to test something. And we are testing whether, like, sync shot can be Pavis dropped. And he thought, at first he thought he was Gigabrain, and then he realized it didn't work. He's like, never mind. So in my brain, I'm just picturing Baltune with all these arbitrary experiments. But look at that. I mean, Kiljardi leading 4-2 on series. Interesting to think when, like, we look at the history of these two, actually, right? Like, would you have paid Kiljardi to have the lead? Because Baltune, I want to say he, like, steps in and out of 1v1 environments at the comp level. Whereas Kiljardi's been trending up further, more into it over time.
I mean, I was there at King of the North as well. But yeah, King of Dry Arabia, what do we have? The Red Bull. Like, these are some tournaments that are very, very far back in the past as well, right?
Yeah. And then most recent, like with the EGC Masters Winter, a 3-0 for Baltune. Kind of crazy, actually. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what happened back then. Kiljardi, he wasn't on, I don't think he was on hiatus. I think he was playing a decent amount at the time.
I'm not sure. But yeah, 3-0, definitely a great victory there for Baltune. But still, overall, like, victory is on the side of Kiljardi there.
Mm-hmm. Very close when you look at the game count, though, despite that. Like 55%. Yeah. So tight between the two. Means it could be tight all the way through the set. Let's find out. We're going to hop into game number 2. It is, of course, Excavation, a map that is absolutely stacked with relics that you have to dig up first. So get your shovels out and let's head into the coal mines. It's going to be Kiljardi in the south, in the orange, on House of Lancaster. Baltune to the north, in the blue, as the French.
Here we go, opening us up immediately with some Dark Age Spearman. Question's going to be, is he going to move all the way over to Baltune's base? Because on this map, the gold is actually relatively far away from your base. So Dark Age Spearman can find value there, but no, it looks like he's just going to be immediately trying to capture up some of these points of interest on the map.
Yeah, and these points of interest, very valuable if you have any sort of stone design in your build. Takes a while to capture, but once you garrison a villager inside, it's going to generate 60 stone a minute, which is about double what you get if you sent a villager out to gather normally.
Scout is going to spot this out as well. Additional spearmen. Yeah, he's just going to capture up all of these points of interest very early on. Baltune opening us up here with an early wheelbarrow as well, so isn't gonna respect, I want to say, the Dark Age Spearman presence. Actually, Kiljardi, though, he's moving past the points of interest. This Dark Age wheelbarrow play now might hurt Baltune.
Do you think, like, Baltune's not respecting it, or in a different way is he kind of respecting it, right? It's like this gives him the means to run away if the spears come in. Also, I guess against one spearman, it gives you the capacity to jump on top of him instead of just getting annoyingly kited.
Are there more spearmen going?
There's a second one coming.
Yeah, there's another one.
There is a gap, though. Like, if you look at the line towards the enemy base.
There is a fairly one, yeah. I don't know, like, if Kiljardi just went for this a little bit early, like with the first spearman,
yeah,
this would have, like, really hurt Baltune. But yeah, now, like, it's still going to be a while for him. Yeah, he's going to have to pull additional villagers here. This idle time cost.
With Wheelbarrow, he definitely has the capacity here, so this will be enough for a tech up. Probably not for a knight, but that's not a bad thing, right? Like, you're up against spears, so ideally you probably want to try to open up with 1 or 2 archers to clear them. I mean, what's he going to do to counter that? Build Hobblars? Could you
does get enough
imagine?
for the age up, and I mean, this isn't JD, so losing the mining camp here doesn't, like, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the day. School of Cavalry now also coming in. Decent timing here for him. Kiljardi, honestly, like, still very, very, very far away from his own age up. I say that, though, at the same time, like, we know just how quickly House of Lancaster gather up their food. He's at 400 food per minute, so in theory, like, just a little bit and he'll be there.
Yeah, if there's something I know about the Lancastrians, is if you give them a doner kebab, they will wolf it down very fast. So it's actually, like, it's a relevant perk for them. It fits. 20% quicker gathering rate on sheep. So it really feels to me as if Baltune's entire plan is to ignore the gimmick of the map, right? The whole concept of these point of interest. He's just going to basically play like standard French by the looks of it.
Appears to be so, yeah. Just standard French at the moment. No move out onto the points of interest. Means so that Kiljardi is going to have to kind of worry there as well. And if it's a standard French play, he isn't just going to be able to freely boom onto manors. He's going to have to really worry about like keeping the villagers inside the points of interest safe as well.
Yeah, I mean, he does already have Lancaster Castle coming in, and he has got the back stone gen at least. I think he has now moved out for the fort as well because he's got 75 stone, which is exceeding what he should be at. Yeah, there we go. So this is a good timing. He'll probably have to pull off this one, I'd say, in about a minute's time when the night count starts to surge. But that should at least give him enough for triple mana, which is decently... That should be good enough to offset the gradual French TC scaling.
Yeah, archer range now coming in as well. Spearmen haven't been able to get too much value. Baltune also did a great job of denying the deer shop as well with his one scout. Killing a bunch of the deer out there.
Just look at the map. In terms of exposure points, if he does get shut down on the Forgotten Runes, like, it doesn't make sense to try and go max manas, right? Because, like, you're choosing gold. So it does feel like this might just be a 3 mana fast castle build we're looking at. I wonder, though, like, does he play knights?
No knights yet, yeah. It's just the mass archers. He did just move out back onto the gold, so was delayed there. Does have a good amount of... Yeah, 7 villagers on gold. Might also be pro scouts, since he did reinvest into scouts as well.
Definitely feels like it. I mean, he lamed the deer as well, so he stopped the deer shove in that Lancaster organically gets to do. It'll be interesting to see how that impacts them next patch. It's weird because, like, Lancaster didn't often rush onto the food themselves. It was just the fact they were denying some of the pro scout value while booming themselves. I guess, oh, that's actually interesting. Well, it is an efficient way of decapping the Forgotten Runes because it basically caps quicker or slower based on the number of entities on the site. I'd have to double check with Order of the Dragon, though, because I don't know if they applied a double value point to OOTD. They should have. One interesting thing about Forgotten Runes, by the way, there is like one civ that it feels a lot less efficient on, and that is Order of the Dragon, because it's a fixed 60 stone gen. You don't get more for having better villages than there.
All right, I hope I wasn't battle rapping. I should be back again.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're back. There you go.
This time, no battle rap.
I'm disappointed. I was just saying, like, it's interesting that this point of interest, there's one civ that actually, like, it's, I don't want to say negative, but, like, you are underwhelmingly worse than, like, other civs at using them, and that's Order of the Dragon.
That's fair. That's fair. Just because, like, you sacrificing a villager always also is just...
It's just like you have a better base gathering rate anyway, right? And it's built into you. Whereas, like, you go, well, HU's got a better gathering rate. It's like, yeah, but, like, they're anchored to a location. There's a variable involved there. So, yeah. And especially also when you think that you're doing that so early in the game on a civ that will have less workers. But we have got the archers now starting to arrive. Knights are getting added in. And Kiljardi, what? He's going greed.
Yeah, we're getting... I wouldn't say, like, 6 manors, I wouldn't consider, like, Giga Greed at this point in time.
Yeah.
If it was, like, another manor after this, then, yeah, 100%. Like, that would be a little bit too greedy here. But going for the 6 manor play, I think, is as greedy as Pro Scout, so kind of just mirroring that at this point in time.
I guess it makes sense because he'll have enough time on the back Forgotten Runes to generate the final amount. He's already got 2 more manas being built up. The other thing is this actually, I think this compared to 3 manas, if you play 3 manas, it's going to be like an Earlsguard rush, right? But 6, there's potential for muster the nobles into King's College.
Yeah, and then the Call of Essos, definitely like the main play, I want to say. When you're playing up against French, you're going to force them into adding in some spearmen, which Baltune himself says is an illegal unit to make. So I'm very interested to see if he's going to, you know, incriminate himself here.
It's like, I made it, guys. You have to build them all. Nah, it's like, I think like the only time I see French build spears is back in the good old days of a French mirror.
He's going to find a villager here. Where did that guy move out to?
Greedy boy, Kiljardi. I mean, wait, no! Okay, no, we shouldn't judge him. This is a result of getting old. Your reaction speed goes down. He had 6 minutes to pull the villager out of the back Forgotten Ruins. He never did. So he didn't reset the stone gen. So he's actually shy of what he needs for the 6 mana. If you look, you can see on the minimap there's now a relic behind his base.
Hog.
Old age, guys. It comes for all of us.
Oh, Kiljardi, it's so sad. He didn't get it. Yeah, he didn't get enough.
Yeah.
So there we go. Now it's coming in.
Luckily, he sneaks out when the French knights aren't looking. Wait, no.
Oh, he needs 5 more. No wheelbarrow. It's not enough.
Please, sir. Please. No. The knights aren't looking, actually, because like this is the thing. He's pro scouting, so he's actually not scouting.
Snow scouting.
Nice intercept. Wait a second. So we got the 7 Demi-Lancers. This is a really annoying point in this matchup, right? Because like now you feel like you need to trickle archers for the all-in, but if you do so, the Demi-Lancers are going to keep in and outing like you're a fast food joint.
Demi-Lance is going to be interesting here. Clash comes in. Spearman direct follow up.
So many spears already. Hey, holy blob. Demis, I mean,
like, do you focus on the spearmen or do you focus on the demi-lances? Typically still the spearmen, just because like demi-lances, they don't actually do that much damage here. This is some very aggressive movement from Kiljardi. I'm just wondering, like, can he back this up in these engagements? Are the demi-lances going to be strong enough here? He's actually going to be able to get some good picks off on some of the knights and the archers.
Yeah, I think he's happy with that. He got a lot of space in. What? I am intrigued. It's very rare we see people play Yeoman in Feudal now because of how expensive they got. Like, it just feels a lot better to leave this play into a castle. But Kiljardi, I mean, he's not really a player to choose the greed over the aggro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit concerned because it felt like his next play was going to be the age up into Castle Age. He does have 600 gold in the bank for it, right? Now decides against it. Chivalry coming in for Baltune behind this, so the knights that did survive that last clash and still have a good amount of fight left in them, and there's certainly a bunch of them with very low health, so we'll be able to get a lot more value out of these boys now.
Yeah, I mean, surely a long Feudal now does just benefit Baltune more. It's interesting, though, because he's actually starting to macro up a bit. So maybe a bit paranoid, because he hasn't seen the Yeoman play yet, right? So his assumption, his suspicion, is that Kiljardi is going to age up like most Lancaster players would. He's going to get very big, like our minimap has.
Another raid coming in. Kiljardi pulling back in time. Has reinforcements here to help out as well. Two knights actually going down. That's pretty big, so Chivalry not going to be able to heal those guys up.
And idle time on the gold. It's slowing things down, so you can see Baltune's clear objective here. All right, here we go. Pavis drops against Sync Shot. Baltune wants to test it again. And at some point, we will definitely realize that this map is too damn big and fine to fit in the overlay. And now it's too small. I think there's pills for that, but there we go. We've got it to the right size. How do you feel about this timing?
I mean, Baltune's going to get a very nice cast age in here behind this. Kiljardi, though, did get a good mass in and still going to be able to follow up in the timing, but he did pull the villagers away from gold, and now he's actually missing gold for the age up, so that's kind of rough for him now.
I like this as well, Guildhall. I like that Baltune's just not going all in against this. He needs his own scale point. Red Pals can be pretty potent, and maybe now it's time to go out to those Forgotten Ruins. We did mention this. You talked about it in the pregame. How does French use stone? Castles do sound pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, getting a keep in on your production, and look at that, Baltune, he's already got it all prepped up, all in the correct formation for it. Once he gets a keep in on that, all of his units are going to be significantly discounted. KP, we talked about before as well. In the later stages of the game, French become a menace, an absolute menace, when you get up to like this army composition of Arbaletria and Mass Horsemen. The bonus HP on the horseman and just them being so cheap, 90 resources per horseman for just an absurd amount of meat shield, is absolutely insane.
And not just that, like it feels even better because we talked about the Collar of S's play having potential. Kiljardi didn't feel safe with how long this feudal went. It's White Tower. So that eliminates a lot of volatile options from the Lancaster arsenal. Things like the Hobbler with the ridiculous 45 charge damage, the +6 damage from the Collar of S's. Even in the deep late game, something that would have been fantastic for him is if this turns into Mass Spear Yeoman versus Mass Knights, you're now going to miss out on that military tactics, the 20% bonus damage.
Yeah. More barracks coming in. Looks like Kiljardi's actually going to go for an Earl's Guard play now. At least that's what the additional barracks kind of make me believe here now.
You don't think just more spears?
Could also be.
He's upgrading it. Yeah, we're just going Spear Yeoman, the classic. Man, Kiljardi's just that guy. He's just that guy listening to like 80s vintage music still, Everyone's like trying to innovate Lancaster. It's like, why are you guys doing this? Just sometimes you just got to unwind in front of the fire with a good old yeoman spearman vintage from 1976 Chateau de Blanc.
He did also get Billman in between, I believe. So these spearmen are gonna debuff the units as well. So -1 armor means that the yeomen are also gonna do much better up against the knights after they clash. Looks like Kiljardi wanted to go out for some deer there. We do see the mill blueprint already placed, but Baltune, he's going to take the deer before he even gets there.
Against pro scouts? Not until they give deer the ability to repopulate, my friend. That's all going to be gone. Wait, does the White Tower not see him as well? I think the White Tower is just on the edge of actually being able to see those scouts running back. That's so unfortunate. Oh wait, no, they've made it a little bit obvious.
At least one of them goes down, but Baltune, he didn't attack anything, so there was no notification. But looks like Kiljardi actually still noticed it. He's sending some units around that way.
Baltune, he's starting to hold some reserves here. A little bit early to think about Imperial. Usually I think like 19, 20 minutes makes a lot of sense here. And we are going to be seeing additional mana, so Kiljardi is getting ready for the final 3.
I think Baltune's just missing the gold in order to continuously pump knights. He is starting to stack up some stones, so we'll probably also just want to keep resource and reserve for as soon as he gets that keep up. He's going to be able to get even more units out at a discount. And once again, raid coming in. Kiljardi is going to notice in time. Does he have reinforcements there to prevent any villagers going down? Not in time. First villager most likely going to go down. No, is able to keep up alive.
Kiljardi simulating old people in real life right now. Has still not got wheelbarrow. It's only now coming in. Does dodge the one raid that would have hurt him so much. So we'll at least have the ease of moving away next time. Baltune, I guess like at this stage, on a normal map, Crackety, you know what you'd do on a normal map? You'd pick up all the relics, right? You'd play the map.
KP.
There's
one, and he would have to go all the way out to Kiljardi's part of the map in order to get it out there.
I swear you just called him Kiljardi and now just got, like, if he ever announces he's a vegan, that's his name. We're changing it for him.
Kiljardi.
Kiljardi. And then, like, you know what? That's the perfect one. We need him to be a vegan. And then Baltune needs to be, like, one of those eats a steak dinner every night. And then it can be, like, Saltune versus Kiljardi.
I mean, we already called Baltune Baltuna,
That's true. Yeah. And yeah, it's
the
perfect as well.
fisherman.
Mm-hmm. I think we're getting ready for Imperial here from Baltune, though. It's becoming too tempting. And the crazy thing is he gathered all that stone to rush a keep. Just imagine if he'd garrisoned even just 2 of these Forgotten Ruins, right? He would have had that play and then also had the gold gen.
Now, Baltune. We do see the army composition. More knights, arballetry coming in now as well. Heavy discount on these units. He's going to be able to get a really large army going. And behind us, he's already just surrounding Kiljardi's base, harassing him on all fronts. And Kiljardi, he's going to have to, once again, hunker down in his base. Did have some units out here at least to defend the villagers, so he's going to use those instead of the more important economy. Almost up to 9 manors now. We're also getting the last levying there, the Shire levy coming in. So a lot more yeomen will be out on the field a little bit. Army value, though, Baltune has a good lead there.
I like how you remember, he did actually queue up Chivalry about 10 minutes ago and cancelled it. It's finally coming back in now. So he's going to have that consistent poke into regen. He added in a few Arbitrary, which is interesting. And he is leaning into it. So we've got Gambeson's tech on the way, which is... It's interesting. This matchup is quite peculiar when you get Arbitrary versus Spear Yeoman, because you've got Jack, which is like a worse Gambeson's. But you get it on 2 unit types.
Actually, not Shire Levy coming in, so that synchronized shot is
the
going
sync
to be
shot,
the
yeah.
first one here.
I thought I just missed him already spawn out. I mean, he's up to 24. Wouldn't have surprised me. So he's still got the Shire Levy play in his back pocket, which is brilliant at just remaxing after a wipe in Castle Age.
He is moving out right now, though. And that's so dangerous because Baltune, he's just always keeping him inside of his base with this military presence at the bottom side there as well. A couple of walls, though, means that Kiljardi at least is going to have a little bit of a clear indicator there. Once Baltune does go for the play there.
Such a weird place to be gathering. The way those tree lines have spawned has created one of the most secretive berry batches I think we've ever seen in competitive Age of Empires 4.
Yeah, I think the wall could have been placed a little bit differently there.
more like
also closed it off.
Yeah, just like maybe retract it more, like just embed it more so he can't even see it when he walks by.
Just put it where the units are now. Just close that off.
No, you want them to think that this is the right way to go. And then
you potentially getting this surrounded. Oh, more villages going down at the same time.
Nicely done. Yeah, I mean, it's well played by Baltune. He's just playing wide against a comp that is slow. Like, yes, Kiljardi went for Yeoman, but spears, crossbows, like, this doesn't have much maneuverability. And Kiljardi, we know he prefers to be an offensive player over a defensive player, and you can tell that by the small count of walls up against French at this point. Sync shot.
Ooh, that's a great sync shot, though, coming in. Look at all of these units suddenly losing their health.
As I think Baltune is busy opening a can of tuna right now. He's ready pulling the guild hall. We've got 2 TC. We've got a red pass ready to be dropped.
Where is it going to be? There's a lot of golds out on the map.
Lots
of opportunities right in the center. I mean, 2 gold veins.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
an
other
8K.
sacred sides, you're kind of getting like 4 gold veins.
It's an 8K in a weird way, right?
burning down the manor here a little bit. It's going to have to get repaired.
Do you ever find it weird when you have to watch Kiljardi play like this? Like, we're so used to seeing him be the ram rush all-in gamer, but this entire game, bar the first 4 minutes, has been him having to sit on his hands in his base.
Yeah. It's awkward, right? Like, just having the slower army here, it makes it so difficult to move out. And once again, just these small little raids coming in. And they just force your hand. You gotta react to them. If you don't react to them, you're gonna lose valuable economy. He is gonna move forward now. Is actually gonna see the Red Palace coming in, but yeah, it's gonna be in time.
Yeah, it'll be just quick enough. Even a sing shot wouldn't be able to clear that. So Red Palace is gonna go up. Kiljardi is gonna actually hang around for a moment, which is bold. But we'll quickly now back away. I really need... honestly, I want them to just add custom noise effects on the local client. If I want to have pew-pew, I should be able to have it.
Yeah, not just that, but I think also like UI elements, right?
Oh,
like
God,
having
yes.
your own custom UI, like see-through UI, minimal UI, these kind of like things. We're missing out. We're truly missing out at the moment. Next
Don't get me
Copium.
started on the overlay. Oh, God. Like, when you want to have team games, it's just like, ugh. Please? Is this a tournament? No? Okay, I'm not watching. So Kiljardi now going wide. And by the way, Baltune did start to play into Forgotten Ruins. One of them, right? So he's thinking relics, but he's not thinking mass relics, surprisingly enough. Oh, wait. Oh, no, he just accidentally captured it. Okay, Baltune is truly just trying to ignore the whole point of this map.
What even is excavation?
Yeah, like,
Excavation
what
is
is
the friends we
digging?
made along the way.
What is digging? I'm Swedish. We have snow. There's no point. It'll just come back. There'll be more. I swear, like, Avali's going to watch this game and go, okay, time to double the amount of excavation points. 16 relic map. He'll still ignore it. Knights are coming in, though. And it's going to once again force Kiljardi back to be defensive, which is giving the breathing space that Baltune needs. I don't think Kiljardi even senses that it's 2 TC yet.
I mean, it only came up very recently, right? So at this point in time, like with the Imperial Age at the same time, it's gonna make it difficult. Oh,
hold
is
on.
he gonna?
This
Wait,
is
we're
the
getting siege
in.
engineering.
Yeah, this is Kiljardi. He heard us. He's like, what? You want to see what I do? Well, it's time to make the moves. He's got siege engineering coming in against an Imperial Age French player who has elited his archers, by the way.
He has elite archers. We're also getting some bombard emplacements in, and these are red palace emplacements as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to like put on the goggles right now and just go for the dive. It is very, very dangerous.
Awkward fight here as well for Baltune, right? Because Yeoman technically can, or should be able to at least stay out of range. Gets the line formation going. But, like, in theory, I get what Baltune's doing. He sees the army's cut. He's like, great, I'm outnumbered. I actually need a fight like this. But it's giving a lot of breathing room for Kiljardi's dive. He's a bit reluctant. He still hasn't committed to rams yet. But there we go.
They're getting queued up. 3 rams in the back of the base.
And he does it.
They're invisible.
Oh, come on. He was so close to not being seen.
What actually provides the vision there?
Has
Is
he
there a
got
scout there?
He's got a mill on the east side.
Yeah, like
So-
that's a lot of vision, right? Like,
No, if you go up, there's a mill there. So it's created like a very weird vision pocket. So Ram's in.
that's a large vision pocket right there.
Triple Ram usually good at taking out a TC, but not a primary. And
never
sing
mind.
shot. Yeah, he's got
That
textiles, right?
Was almost good. But then, yeah.
Isn't that the... No, that's not even textile. It tells you every... Remember how people like sing shot OP? I think we're okay now. I think it's okay. The fact I had to ask if there's textiles says everything.
He's gonna go for the guild hall.
There's
One big
infinite
scale from
resources.
Baltune. Looking at the resource from Baltune, actually, like he is not
Kiljardi?
getting a lot of food in at the moment.
Please tell me he's not out repairing him on that siege in on the stone.
I think he might be.
That's a lot of idle time for the army then. Okay, no, he does burn through. Okay, but the army's now split on an awkward side of the base. Maybe hard to dive. Baltune, close to 50 archers now. He's patient because look what's coming in. Incendiary is just about 30 seconds out. At which point, he should be able to just kind of brute force into this.
He's very patiently biding his time here behind this. And he needs to be careful though. Like these archers, they can still get taken down by the yeoman even while an age behind. And Kiljardi's actually inching closer towards his own age up here behind this. He got a little keep up though. Looks like the TC might be going down, but this fight needs to be taken.
Yeah, Knights are going to charge in straight away. Archers are left to deal with Ram. That is an A-click oopsie. But the archers are maybe going to clear the backside. It looks a little bit thin, but the second wave's coming in. So there we go. He's going to mop him up. And Kiljardi, he's started to save up for Imperial Age, but look at the military count. A moment ago, it was about 120 to 60. All of a sudden, Baltune is shrinking the gap. He should be able to hold.
They managed to at least take down the second TC. Keep inside the base, though, means that this is going to be a rough one for Kiljardi to push in further. Yeah, I think at this point in time, he needs to go for the age of Baltune, though. Yeah, he's got big food issues.
116 food. It was all that out of time.
Per minute.
He had like, what, 20 farms on the backside that he just couldn't touch. But he has now got access to them again. There is still deer and berry to the north side he could risk. He's just going to immediately rebuild the town center. And we've got additional stables on the way. So probably, I guess it has to still be knights. Like, you definitely can't afford horseman spam right now. You can't afford anything right now.
I mean, he's at almost 2,500 wood per minute. A farm transition, like a really big farm transition, is going to be very quick for him. And he's already got all the food upgrades in. Like, the second those farmers get working, that's going to be an explosion in food. Like Baltune, he's just like 2-3 minutes away from 2,500 food per minute.
This should be the Wingard coming in. Especially considering just how good this spear spam is going to be against... Let's see if it maybe wants to get back to knights. Yeah. I mean, he's going to want to get to knights, right? But the problem is, until we fix these farms, it's never going to happen.
Without the color of Essos, it's just... And without the King's College in general, like, going for the Hobblers just doesn't feel that good. Maybe it's still going to be useful enough, you know? Like, never...
You just yeoman.
I'm not believing.
I'm not gonna let you dig your own hole there. Like just yeoman. You've already got more range. You're about to elite up them. Baltune can actually get like a gap closer here because in theory he should be able to afford silk bowstrings.
Yeah.
Before you have incendiary. Raid comes in again on those farms. Got him! Skill shot! Now this makes sense. Kiljardi would want to play House of Lancaster. He's a Dota player after all. It's all about those skill shots.
Yeah, very, very prolific Dota player. I remember them always just complaining whenever you had to team up with Kiljardi.
Oh god, don't get me started. Like Kiljardi, he likes to farm too much. I saw that. I think at the time I looked at it and Demi looked at me, and I'm pretty sure I made the noise that a horse does when it's disappointed. I think I distinctly recall him playing Invoker and throwing a tornado at nothing.
That scout eventually is going to get a villager kill.
It's the long con. Okay, here we go. Done it. I've killed him.
There we go.
Melee tech level 2, baby.
Broken. Can somebody nerf these scouts?
You know, technically, if we done an only scouts tournament, that would make Japan OP.
Broken. Yeah, man. Or, like, Ming
Actually,
Dynasty,
Malians, right?
China as well.
I mean, let's be real. Malians will beat everyone, but
yeah,
maybe we give them bans.
Which civilization gets the best scouts?
Isn't it? Wait, no. I know this. I know the answer to this. It's Byzantines.
Byzantines?
Yeah.
I mean, you burn a lot quicker.
No, Triumph.
Oh, yeah, but with Hippodrome, yeah.
We've solved it. Huzzah.
But also get the Saint's Blessing with the Abbey.
Oh.
For Rus. And then Boyer's Fortitude.
Yeah, we need to add warrior monks to neutral trade posts. Wait, but actually, no, but it's only scouts. You're not allowed to build warrior monks.
Looks like getting in some siege now from both players.
This is a bit rough, actually. Yeah, the Kiljardi is
catching up.
And on top of that, he's decided he wants to get siege, i.e. Robotiquins against mass archers.
He's also getting the padded armor in though, so with padded armor and like Mass Yeoman, like he's gonna be great against the army composition from Baltune. Until now, when Baltune suddenly starts messing up knights as well.
But I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking at this, and it just feels like Baltune spamming archers still kills everything, as long as you avoid. That's an Invoker Tornado into a tree line right there. So he's gonna keep poking. Like, it is very weird. I don't think Baltune has been given a real reason to stop building archers. Oh god.
Not really. At the moment, just more archers. Biology coming in now as well behind this. Incendiary arrows is still gonna be a way out from Kiljardi.
And yep, looks like bow beats cannon. One Robotiquin down, second one.
He's
not gonna get it
though.
It's okay. He's got more where they came from. This map has a lot of wood.
I mean, this was all about the Culverin at the end of the day,
okay, no, that's where they went. I was like, look at the count, look at the map. So you raise the backside. Look at the economy difference. 120 to 67.
Quite a big difference now. Culverin also starting to take some shot up against the keep there. Yeah, Kiljardi very far behind in the economy. Does he have Scootage in at this point in time? He should.
Is it Scootage or Scuttage?
Does it have one or two T's? One, so it's Scootage.
Are you sure?
I mean, that's...
That doesn't sound British
way
enough.
The pronunciation works in German, at least. I'm not 100% sure, but Scootage with one T makes the most sense. Like, when there's, like, double letters, it's fast. If it's just one, it's slow.
I think you're just trying to be overly fancy.
All right.
Father,
Look at the army
pass
count
the
here,
scootage.
The scootage. My lord. What
Scootage. All right. So we've got the trickle of spears to try and deny the archers, but this game is getting weird, right? Like the thing is, we know Kiljardi, he likes to, he's an anime watcher, I can secretly tell, right? He's never give up, never surrender. And he's playing the ultimate never give up, never surrender civ. So like many people will come in and look at that economy difference and go, well, that's GG.
So there's a chance.
So you're saying I still have a 45% chance to win this series? Adios, boys. Let's keep going.
More keeps coming up behind this. Scootage now coming in. So at least a little bit of gold trickle now for Kiljardi. But yeah, economy-wise, Baltune now sitting at close to 2,000 food per minute. Kiljardi down to around 600. Has added in his own second TC, but at the moment, Baltune just out-ecos him pretty much 2-1. Gives Kiljardi the opportunity to make more military, though. That's the win con.
And with that time, he chooses to build demi lancers. Without King's College, it's a bit sad. I guess it's just meat, right? Like it's either this or build more spears against mass archers,
which he's also doing. Grant, there are a lot of knights in the queue at the moment as well from Baltune, which is the eventual army composition that he will want to go for.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're just reaching that stage where Baltune, I mean, he was in an insanely uncomfortable position for several minutes. Kiljardi wasn't able to really find a decisive blow. And now we get to that pure best late game unit ideas you talked about with French, right? Like if he floods 40 knights, how does Kiljardi defend that? I mean, in theory, it's the Robotiquins, but 50 archers.
Especially with silk bowstrings, these archers are going to be able to shoot down those culverins from a lot of range away.
It's being shooting down. The White Tower down to half HP already. Cannon's just so good.
Where are the culverins yet? It looks like they're trying to take down the keep.
Yeah, they're vibing on the east side. He has... Okay, he's got access to more stone. You'd think that 1,500 would be enough. But Kiljardi wants more. A castle fit for a Finnish king is all he'll accept.
White Tower slowly but surely is going to go down. The Baltican's also moving forward. I mean, they got to be careful here. Don't want to get too close to the keep. Especially since it does still have that red palace emplacement. Baltune now pushing in deep.
Oh. Yep, it's on fire. He can't keep it up. I guarantee at first, Baltune went to charge in, saw the knights, went, oh no, and then he looked a bit closer and saw that they're demi-lancers and laughed. They're going to get wiped. White Tower's going to go down. The successful breach is underway, but Kiljardi's army is looking to react, and he has a lead here, folks. 130 military to 65. Silk Bowstrings is now only actually coming in. Baltune didn't have it all this time.
Yeah, I mean, behind this, Baltune's also building up a larger and larger bank now. Double Culverin now is finally starting to do some serious damage to the keep. At this point in time, Baltune also pivots around to that side. And if Kiljardi doesn't find that, he's going to potentially lose the Balticans again.
I think he sees it. Yeah, he's poking in. It keeps him honest. Does cost him a few trips to do so. I mean, the interesting thing here is like the Culverins will have a nice timing to deal with the red pass at this pacing, right? Like it's going to force Baltune's hand eventually. Baltz. He's actually
take down the keep, but no more gold mines remaining there.
He's like, I've done it. Yes, it's mine. What do you mean?
Where'd it go?
What do you mean you spent all of the money defending this?
This was mine.
Yes, you get a rock. Because you rock.
Rock of infinite sadness.
Kiljardi, I mean, the military lead is actually shrinking quite quickly.
It's just all these spearmen getting picked off left, right, front, and center.
Yeah, and that's where, of course, the retinues come in handy.
Kiljardi, he doesn't have +3 pierce damage yet.
Wait, what? He's also lacking on the melee defense. I mean, his knights are going to hit you hard regardless, but still. It's handy to have at this stage. You'd think he would, but apparently the gold just a little bit too lacking. He is starting to siege through these manors as well, by the way. That's 2 down. More to be targeted. I mean, the cannon's just vibing.
Yeah. Manor after manor, after which will be production buildings. And Kiljardi, he's already inside of a space. He's on the same level as his main TC. There's not much going back further.
No, look at Kiljardi. He's raiding. Like, he sent the group on the wide, but that leaves him actually outnumbered in his own base here.
It's crazy. Baltune's moving forward now, but
it's a one-hit snipe.
Getting picked up hard. Very quickly. That's one-shot.
What were Baltunes? They're gone. And the Yeoman left is just stand there and trade out. I mean, the Knight's going to brute force through. This is not looking good. Kiljardi still hasn't found a target. In fact, his army, I don't think it's moving right now on the north side. It's just staring at trees. What are they doing? Oh my god.
Take down the keep.
This village is on the other side of that tree line. He doesn't know. Oh god. Maybe not many, but like something. You want to be able to do things. There's so many castles that are slowing down Kiljardi from achieving his objectives here. Archer count is still holding strong. The Yeomen have been mostly wiped. The Spearman count barely exists. Baltune still has 21 knights, and he's charging the north side now. He's addressing the second wave.
Once again, Republican just getting absolutely destroyed by the archers here. And the leftovers from Kiljardi. I mean, they're getting wiped now, and that's so much expensive siege going down. You can't reinforce the army now.
No, I mean, you can try to start wing guarding it up again, but you're starting from scratch. And, like, just look at the military gap here. Look at what Baltune could really do. He could just queue up a Kajillion horsemen if he just wanted that Zerg factor to overwhelm, right? Trust the archers to clear the spears and then just flood through. He's sitting at 6,500 food. We need to check that guild hall because there could just be an immediate 40 knight pump coming if it's been going long enough. Yeah, look at that. Almost 3,000 gold just sitting there for the taking.
Yeah, and Kiljardi behind this, he's just lost 6 manors. Granted, he has enough resource in theory to rebuild them, but he needs the wood for the yeomen. They're so wood expensive.
Yeah, I mean, what does he need the stone for? It's the more interesting detail, right? No castles, no additional manors. He just seems to have 1,500 stones sitting there. I mean, he could actually try to do what Baltune's doing, where you stonewall the flanks. It would make a lot of sense against the French knights.
Such a dooming economy bank now from Baltune. If you could see your opponent's economy at this point in time, I'm sure Kiljardi, he would throw in the towel right now. He doesn't know yet that there's a ton of gold inside the guild hall as well. Probably about 3,500 now at this point in time.
I'd offer him up a trade. I'd be like, yo, Baltune, I'll give you 1,500 stone if you give me 1,500 wood. Let's do a deal. Let's make this game go deeper. Offer. I just want you to process the fact that we're 40 minutes into this game and only 1 of 8 relics has been picked up.
A map with 8 relics and nobody wants to go for them.
At this stage, you know, you would think Kiljardi had gone for them with 1,500 stone just sitting there. Yeah, that was not the sync shot he was looking for.
Not quite.
Oh, God.
Baltune, he's just waiting.
He's vibing.
He's just waiting for... Yeah. I mean, at one point, he can just trade out all of the archers and replenish all of them with knights only.
Well, keep in mind, this is also a map that has trade posts. And I'm pretty sure if you look at the north side corner, that's what he's now doing. Yeah, traders just start spawning. So Baltune has infinite economy. You talked about the hyper late game French and how dirty it is with knights. Oh my god, that's filthy. Charges in, finds the workers, trades out the spears. Now finally, Robotiquins can actually not just die straight away. They take 2 hits.
Save a wipe one.
Come on. He gets the culverin as well. At least leave him the spoke wheel. Give him something. Knights are still raiding in. And Baltune, like, is it time to go shopping for the guild hall? Like, that thing must be sitting at 4,500 at least now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just accruing more and more behind us. 4.3k. Oh, man. The trade spam now as well. So many markets.
Okay, so Kiljardi just spent 500 stone on something. Is it stone walls on the east side? Because that sounds expensive. Like, that doesn't look like 500 stone worth of walls. Okay, maybe it is. But hear me out.
There is some stone walls coming in.
I know I said I wanted him to build stone walls. But there might be something else in this game that he could use stone on.
something manners, and we do have another fight coming in here. A lot of spearmen. Kiljardi still has the army advantage when it comes to the mass, but army value, KP 10k to 14k.
It's ridiculous.
And the quality as well behind it. Baltune, he's just banking with the Guild Hall at the moment, waiting for the opportune moment to redeem the golden ticket here. Knights are going to run into the spearmen relatively quickly to realize that maybe that's not the best trade for them to take.
No, and this is the power of Wingard, actually. Like, the amount of space he's just getting at a discount is allowing him to just keep, like, remaxing into them as he throws the trash in. And, you know, apparently mana's unmake of the man in this situation. 2 out of 9 manas. His economy is just so much weaker than it should be. So, like, this villager difference really does matter. And the military difference is starting to grow a bit. The spears are thinning. There's still a handful of knights here. The yeomen are wasting a long time trying to get a single kill. 2 of them sneak around the back. That forces the full army to retreat. A military lead is now building for Baltune. He's still not pulled that guild hall. If he does, you will immediately see 50 knights just get queued up.
You know, Kiljardi, he's not winning in the army count, but he is starting to win in score on the right-hand side. And I'm wondering, though, the second the guild hall gets pulled, that would flip around very quickly. But I don't think we might even get to that point, because now...
He's broken.
The last time, there's just no remass coming in. The production buildings, they're not working anymore.
No, for a moment, I thought when you saying he's not winning the game, he's winning in our heart. I was about to say, are you kidding me? A House of Landcross to pick, doing this. It never seems to end, but the end does start to feel nigh. Triple Sacred Site is now locked in. And Kiljardi, I mean, he'll hold on a little bit longer. But at this point, you know, it's like watching 2 people box for 3 hours straight without breaks. They're not, like, there's just kind of a whiffed punch coming out at this stage.
Guildhall at almost 6,000 gold remaining. Baltune, he's just utilizing the little trickle of resource that he's getting gold-wise to make the knights. And at one point in time, it could be a huge count of him coming in. He's just playing at this point in time. He's just playing with his food.
It is important to remember it is getting late in Europe.
Both sides.
For both sides, yep. So we got a Swede and we got a Finn. So it's like, what, 11:30 p.m. for one, 12:30.
Don't even have sunlight today.
I mean, he's a gamer. He probably just like exists in the basement, right? I think he's at the stage in life where he definitely needs like the little vitamin pills in the bottle. But we continue the push.
Well, more Republicans. We hear them active in the back.
Oh, goody! Is that like a 9-gun salute, 10-gun salute? I look forward to seeing how they compete with these archers. Alright, hear me out. I know what we need to do to make Republicans win this. We just need to add a little mod to the game that lets them go on walls.
Oh, man.
And then you do like a wall crawl across the enemy base.
And you have like the range upgrade from the archers also affect the Republicans as well, yeah?
Yep. We'll call it silk organ guns.
Oh, he redeemed it!
Yo! Wait, where did it all go?
Where did it all go? Immediately,
Wait.
the university upgrades. Mass so cannons, and he just deleted 30 villagers as well.
He's like, okay, I've had my fun. I think... it's kind of like when you know what I'm talking about. When you're like in a trance in the late game and you just don't really look at the economy. You're just going through the motions, cycling, attacking. And then there just comes a moment where you're like, this has been going on for quite a while. And you look down at the resources and go, ah, yeah, I don't need this many workers anymore.
Oh, man.
How many traders did he build in the end? I don't think it's many.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too many active.
Just 10.
10. Yeah.
So, Kiljardi, he's ready to make that valiant stand. It's probably a last stand here. 56 spearmen into 58 archers. And let's not forget the castle assist to make it even nicer. The knights are holding back. First wave of spearmen's been cleared. The Culverin's not going to have enough time to stand here and actually take out that castle. The knights are still doing shenanigans on the backside. There's a lot of idle time being forced onto that farm area. And that is going to affect Kiljardi's ability to remax spears in a way that should finally, decisively end this game. Oh my god.
Kiljardi He is a fighter, but in the end, Baltune manages to win the set 2-0 with the French up against the House of Lancaster on Excavation here. This was an interesting game towards the end, I want to say.
Yes, the classic diplomatic word we use as casters when we don't want to see through. It was a very intriguing game, I'll give you that. I mean, Baltune, he approaches a map that is meant to be about the stone. He chooses a Civ that doesn't have any clear, obvious use for the stone in a rush. Does not use the stone for the entire game. We had almost a 50-minute game in which one relic was grabbable, and that was only grabbable because Kiljardi accidentally ungarrisoned the villager too soon, leading to that huff and puff over trying to rush out for the stone. Absurd. But that does, funnily enough, I think, bring us to a close to the show, Crackety. I don't know how long we've been live. That last game made it feel a lot longer than I think it was.
I do believe we still have something left to do.
Oh, we have?
Think, yeah. I mean, the Swede, he just won the set, right? Like, time to give him the stage.
I figured he'd want to go to sleep, but you know what? We have got Baltune on the line for an interview, so let's hop in with Mr. Tuna. Baltune.
Hello?
Mate, congrats on the win. Did it feel like a bit of a Pyrrhic victory with how long that game was?
Yeah, that was a game. Yeah, I don't know. I can't kill the Civ. He only needs wood, and he can make infinite units. So, yeah.
I did find it interesting though, because Excavation has a very obvious gimmick to it, the Forgotten Ruins, but you basically picked a Civ that completely ignored it.
Yeah, I was talking a little bit to Core, and he told me to play with my comfort, and I did that. But also, before, I had the thought that I didn't like Mongol into Lancaster, so I'd rather try something I could use else.
That's fair.
So.
We saw it early today in Vortex CSO, and it did look quite rough for Mongols.
Yeah.
But, talk to me about how things have been going, right? Like, because, you're a bit more of an enigma. You're not obviously streaming, showing your games. You always have those secret Chinese accounts. How's the prep been looking for this tournament?
I haven't played at all.
Really?
I played 40 ranked games, and then maybe I played 50 custom games maybe 2 months back. That's all. So I haven't just played team games.
Of course. I think I said that when I looked at your draft. And then also game one, by the way, thank you for using Black Riders. Has that been a recurring unit to appear in your team games?
Not necessarily. I don't play HRE much, but I've used it one time in a 1v1 before, and I liked them a lot, actually. So, yeah.
How are you feeling about the tournament overall, right? Like, obviously, we already had to come down an echelon. There was that rough opening series. What's your expectations? What's your desirable goal in terms of how you finish with this tournament?
I'd be happy top 12. I'm already happy, winning a match, so with no practice. So, yeah.
Impressive. How are you feeling about the current meta? Because we had Dumi on earlier, and he's in experiment mode where he's like, I hate pro scouts. I want to try different things. Are you at that stage now where you're just kind of maybe waiting for the big meta change and then back on the grind?
It could be, yeah. I don't like it too much right now. I hate spear pushing. I hate pro scouts kind of also. So yeah.
I'm kind of not surprised.
As
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go.
As soon as the spear pushing is gone, I think it'll help a lot, and you can actually start opening other things than pro scouts or spear pushing. So I think that'll help a lot. I might actually get more interested in the game after.
I was about to say though, a guy who mains French probably would hate spear pushing. They're already setting up for your raids.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at what's your upcoming matchup actually? God, I had it in my mind as we got into the start, and then it's been a long day. I think if it flips, you might. It's either Anatand or Poppy Paw or Bestial Vortex. How are you feeling about your odds against those guys?
Probably not great, but we'll see how it goes. I didn't expect to beat Kiljardi, so yeah.
All right, well, you're already exceeding expectations with a 2-0 at that. Well, mate, I'm going to let you get some sleep because it's getting late there, and I imagine it's been a long day, but looking forward to seeing more of you. I believe you've got one series tomorrow? Yeah, one series. Yeah, just one. So a little bit of a lighter day, But you go get yourself some rest, and I'm sure we'll see more of you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.